Hello, Italy.
Hello.
Hello, Bruce.
So, go ahead.
You go?
Yes, push the button.
He's going. I'm going? Okay. I want to ask you, how has cinema and TV changed in those years regarding
TV
genre?
used to be terrible.
Yeah.
Now TV is the place to be.
Yeah.
And it has provided a great place for actors to be. 10 years ago, there are a lot of actors you would never have seen on television. And I say to them, why do you wait until now? I've done television for 25 years. There's nothing wrong with television.
And for the genre?
And for what?
For the genre, horror, or you did Fargo, for instance, for the genre films. Horror, thriller, noir films.
What's your question, though? I don't understand.
How did TV has changed regarding horror or thriller?
Everything has changed regarding horror.
Yeah.
Horror is not evil anymore.
Yeah.
Horror is not to be ashamed of anymore. Horror used to be very, very disrespected. That an actor couldn't have a serious career in horror. They were very marginalized. And now, because of Walking Dead and other shows, horror is now mainstream. If you have 14 million people watching your show, that's not a cult show. That's mainstream.
Yeah.
So I'm glad for shows like Walking Dead. They help. They help. It's changed people's perceptions. And then movie horror, I don't know, they've gotten into some interesting territories. You know, what are the surveillance movie?
Paranormal activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
They're trying something different. It's not all about blood. It's creepy images and did I see that? Did I hear that? Where is it? So I'm glad to see movies like that come in and explore different ways of scaring people.
And my first question is about something connected with this. Is about your start as Ash Williams in the trilogy, and how it changed your relation with the character all over these years.
Well, you become a better actor, so you improve because you now have better skills. So I'm very happy to come back to play Ash 25 years after I played him, because I have 25 years of more experience now. I want to apply that to make Ash a great character. That's my goal now, is to make Ash the best character I've ever played.
And being considered Ash Williams, when someone, me included, I'm thinking of you as Ash.
Yeah.
Is it a gift or a curse, or?
It doesn't bother me either way. I know who I am. It doesn't matter who you think I am. And plus, you will only watch what you want to watch. I've done many other things that are not Ash, but so I am more stereotyped by the fans than by Hollywood. The Hollywood industry will let me play all kinds of roles because they know I'm just an actor. You think I'm Ash, so you are different.
I'm different.
I have more trouble with fans I have more trouble being seen as different from fans than my own industry. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's all they watch, is fantastical stuff. I've played cowboys, and I've been on Hercules and Xena, and many other things. But you like what you like, and that's okay.
What is the main difference for an actor as you playing a TV series or in a movie?
TV series are much quicker. It's faster. I like it. The pace is better. You get more done in a day. You're more efficient. Movies can be slow, boring. I like TV. It's faster. I'm suited for it. I'm ready to go. When I show up on a film set, I want to go.
I'm an horror fan, but connecting to the answer you gave to him, what can you tell me about a series which is not horror, which I love a lot, Burn Notice?
Burn Notice. It was a fun show to work on because it was not a police show, it was not a doctor show, and it was not a lawyer show. But it had life and death. There was things about right and wrong and justice, and so it was a very good experience because I was not the star of the show. I could add the salt and pepper. I was not the meal.
You were very important to the show.
Well, it was a good position to be in. I did not have to carry the show. I could just be easy breezy.
Yes.
Even in Fargo, I really enjoyed your part. It was so fun. Yeah.
See, in the industry, I can play Ronald Reagan. You will not cast me as Ronald Reagan because you think I'm Ash.
I also loved you in Bubble Tap as Elvis. So it's
Okay, so you let me be Elvis or Ash?
yes.
Not
Okay,
bad.
good. Good.
I have a question about that later.
Yeah, you go.
I talked to Don Coscarelli yesterday about an eventual Bubble Tap 2, Bubba Nosferatu, I think is and he told me, ask Bruce tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm here to ask you.
When Joe Lansdale comes back to write the script, the chances are much better.
So you're waiting for it.
Well, he was the one who wrote a very original story. If you don't get the guy who's the good writer, there's not much to talk about. That's the bottom line. And do we need a sequel to everything? It's a very precious little movie. What if we made it and no one liked it? Now all you would remember is the shitty one, not the good one. I'd rather have people just remember Bubba Hotep in some special way in their mind, not some franchise with merchandising and the same crap. I think that's what helps it stand apart. It's not trying to be a franchise.
Thanks.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
Any turn,
Okay.
whenever.
I have to apologize first because we are too late.
You are late.
Yeah, very late.
That's okay.
Due to the rainfall, yeah. We met before, 20 years ago, I think.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Okay. Of course. No, have you ever imagined that now, 20 years later, after that, you will be back here in Sitges? Well, the first.
I hope I will continue to come to Sitges.
That's good.
Every 20 years. I'm sorry I didn't come back sooner. There was, for some reason, other things happening. But Sitges is always a great place to come to. I've come here 2 other times because of what it stands for. And it allows filmmakers of alternative types of entertainment to be seen. Not just like Sundance, which is very hoity-toity. Sundance is bullshit. Sundance is Hollywood. It's a Hollywood film festival. People are going there to sell their movie to the highest bidder, not just to get it to the world. Here, it's much more true. Look at my movie. See what you think. Tell me what you think of my movie. Maybe because of the reviews and the exposure from this film festival, they will get a deal or they will get more work. But they don't come here for that. So, and the other festivals, a lot of them, it's all commerce. It's all about money.
But you see a difference now. Sitges, 2016 and 88.
Bigger.
It's better, even better.
Bigger and better. Yeah. As it should be. But it's still true to its core values of sci-fi, fantasy, horror.
That's made by fans for fans.
By fans for fans. It's a very fan-friendly festival. Most film festivals could give a shit about the people coming to watch the movies, honestly.
I believe you.
They're there to make deals. Hollywood empties out and goes to Sundance. Every agent is there sniffing the ground. It's embarrassing.
And can you speak about monsters today? Difference between monsters 30 years ago and now?
Well, there's a lot more digital
Yeah.
now, but digital is not your story. Digital should help you tell the story. I like the use of digital in a movie like Forrest Gump because they use digital to make you think that this actor had no legs. You don't even see the digital. You don't see it. And that's the way it should be. Digital can follow a little feather and make it float and then land at the character's feet. That's what digital is good for. What we do with digital is we want to have the blood be old school. So they pump it, they pressurize it, and they send it through tubes. But sometimes you need to hide the tube. So we'll use digital to make the tube go away. But you would never know that we were using digital. Like, we try not to use digital blood. It's still bad. Digital blood is it doesn't move right, it doesn't look right. It looks two-dimensional. It's not, they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
So digital is too easy to fall back on. It's a tool. It's a very, very good tool. But it's only a tool. It's not going to make your movie.
And for instance, in the Evil Dead remake, they use a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So it's.
But same in that movie. They use digital to hide the tubes.
Yeah.
To hide all the workings of the mechanisms. I think that's a clever way to use it.
Yeah.
It's only helping you. It's not the be-all and the end-all.
I've seen you have made as a director 7 movies, and you have been as an actor 140. Is there any rules between every 20 movies as an actor?
No, when things come about, they come about. It has its own organic way of projects happening. Some take a long time to get the money. Others, it's very quick. So and then with television, if you get working on television, you can disappear for 7 years. Burn Notice, I'm in Florida working on it for 7 years. And it restricts you from doing other things, so I get to things when I get to them, but I never know when I'll be able to get to them. One day.
You talked about the television stuff now. It's quicker, it's faster, it's
more efficient.
More efficient, yeah. But there is no festival like this for
television?
television. Must be different, no?
They have them, but I don't think they're like this. Well, nothing's like this. This is a unique film festival. It should be applauded for that.
How long the television series Ash versus Evil Dead is being on your mind?
5 years.
5 years.
That's enough. That's a lot.
There was some problem to getting the money for that, or?
Well, we have 3 already. We've been approved for season 3, so we'll have 3 anyway. And if you get 3, you get 5.
And,
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And you're producing something else? Someone else?
No. I'm prepping a lot of things. I have writers writing many things. I have 10 scripts that are ready to go when I have time.
Okay.
So, but I'm not going to have time until Ash vs. Evil Dead is done.
So in 5 years.
Yeah, talk to me 3 more years from now.
But is it still possible to get $350,000 together with some friends and make a movie like this?
Now?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? 1979, when we tried to raise money, the economy in the United States was for shit. So nobody wanted to invest.
But
So there's no good or bad time.
Yeah. But the rules have a little bit changed, I guess.
Well, we had to form a company. We had to form an entity whereby we could approach investors and make a contract with them. So we had to be very businesslike. Everyone thinks the first Evil Dead movie was amateur, done in college. It's not true. We were amateurs, inexperienced, but it was all done very across the board with lawyers and everything. So in success, we have no confusion. We know who owns what part of the movie and where the money goes, and because we worked it out.
But this kind of a hype, this kind of a, let's say, a production with a low-budget production that creates this kind of a hype like this, that everybody knows you now.
Well, nobody knew Evil Dead back then, so everyone has to start from scratch. And you know, in the old days, we had to go to a camera rental place and give them insurance that says we have insurance. And then you would rent it from them. And it would be very expensive, and you had to get it back by a certain time or they would charge you more. Same with editing equipment, same with laboratory work. You know, you have to develop your film, and then you have to make a print, then you have to get an editing machine and edit it. None of it was easy. So in the old days, it was a good way to weed out all the lazy slackers. In the 70s, if you made movies, if you were lazy, you would never succeed. Now you can go to your local electronics store, buy an HD camera. You can use editing software. You can use music software. You can use After Effects to make all your titles and all of your graphics and everything for pennies on the dollar. You could get yourself set up for about $5,000 with everything you need to make a movie. And then you go make the movie and you put it on a thumb drive, and you can go to your local theater now because they all have digital projectors, every single one. And you give them this little thumb drive, not these giant cans of film. So filmmakers have no excuse now. There's no excuse not to be able to make a low-budget movie. And you can do it cheaper than $350,000. You don't need laboratories. It's all digital. You need a table to edit on, a tripod, you know. You don't even need lights anymore. Cameras are so sensitive. And in HD, that's a good enough quality for anything. So it's much easier to make movies now.
But the problem is
the problem is the idea, huh?
Yeah, the problem is
Well,
the
that's
idea.
always the problem. It's always the problem. If you don't have an idea, it doesn't matter if you're Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, you know, but in the 80s, in the 90s or 70s, there were such great ideas, but now...
There's still good ideas.
Yeah?
Of course. There were shitty ideas in the 70s. If you see, there's lots of bad movies. 70s, 80s, 90s. Every decade has shitty movies. And every decade has classic movies.
You are one of the most important exponent of the mixing of humor and horror. What's about this?
I don't like horror that's grim.
Okay.
The world is grim. We don't need to show the world the world. The world already knows it. So entertainment is supposed to elevate the world. A little humor goes a long way. Because some people don't like horror. They'll stay for the humor. Or if you like horror, maybe you'll enjoy a little comedy as well. It's just it's a little more of a wink at the audience of like, everything's okay. This is just pretend.
And speaking about Ash versus Evil Dead, the entire plot was already in your mind, or you are...
No, the whole thing had to be adapted. Sam Raimi had to change
for next season.
get his mind around. Well, you have to. What is the show? Who are the other characters other than Ash? And then what do you do with them? And then why are they together? What are they trying to do? Trying to save the world? How? How do you do that? And then over time, you have to ask yourself, the malevolent forces that he unleashed, what did they want? And how will they succeed? So, you know, it becomes a big world.
You are expanding the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's great about television. You can do that for years. You can tell a story for
I hope
years.
so.
I must admit I didn't like it, but what are your thoughts about the Evil Dead remake?
The remake? Well, I produced it, so I thought it was good. Look, the thing made $94 million.
Yeah.
So I don't care what anybody says.
My idea. You know.
Usually everyone was going to see it.
Well, some people were disappointed because it was so serious. But there are people who never saw Evil Dead before. And they see that movie and they were terrified. It's a scary, creepy, dark movie. And that's what the director wanted, Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
We wanted to support him. You know, the first Evil Dead was not meant to be funny. It just was. Because it was cheesy. You know, a low-budget production.
So, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.